Okay, we've been subtracting in these other bases, and we did decimal, obviously. We also did a couple examples in octal. Let's go to binary now. Binary is base 2. So that's the zeros and the ones. Alright, so let's try this one. 1, 1, 0, 1. There's 2 zeros and 2 ones. This is base 2. And again, you want to justify this. I always do it backwards. 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. You really want to make sure that your columns line up. We're subtracting here. Alright. So when we're subtracting, remember, we'll have to borrow if the number down below is larger than the one up top. So 1 minus 1 is indeed 0, even in base 2. Okay, 1 minus 0 is still 1. Okay, so here is the first occurrence where we're going to have to borrow. You cannot take 1 away from 0. So you go to the left, there's nothing there to borrow, go to this one. We're going to cross this out because I'm borrowing that from it. And what you're actually bringing over here is the base, which is 2. It's just like if we were borrowing 10, or if we're borrowing 1 from over here in base 10, we bring a 10 back here. We're bringing the base back. Alright, so it's not a 0 anymore, that's a 2. But I'm still trying to get back over right to here. Alright, so we have to borrow from this 2. It becomes a 1. And that makes this a 2, which is my base. Alright, so 2 minus 1 is indeed 1. That's okay. 1, there's a 1 up here, minus 1 is 0, and that's okay. Alright, so here, I can't take 1 away from 0. There's nothing up here. So I'm going to have to borrow. Let's go over a couple. Take that 1 away from here, and this actually became a 2. So I'm still trying to get to this 0 here. Cross the 2 out, we're going to borrow 1 from it. And what I actually carry over is my base. I should have made that a little larger. Alright, so I actually have a 2 up here. Now I can take 2 minus 1 and get a 1. I can take 1 minus 0 and get a 1. Here I can't take 1 away from 0 though. So we gotta borrow from this one. And this is actually now a 2. That is a 2 if you can't tell. 2 minus 1 is indeed 1. So your answer comes out to be 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, base 2. Please don't forget your bases on test 3. You can lose a lot of little points if you're forgetting these bases. Because if you just have 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, I'm going to think that's 1,110,110 decimal. Alright, should be base 2. Make sure it's base 2. Right, subtracting with binary. It's quite different, but you have to get the hang of it. You really have to get the hang of it. Alright, let's try one more of those. One more. Let's do this one where we're going to have to borrow a lot. Let's put 3 zeros here. A 1 and a 0. This is base 2. Let's try one more of these. Let's just put 5 ones down here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We're subtracting. This is base 2. Alright, I wanted most of these larger than those, so we can try our borrowing again. Alright. Can't take 1 away from 0, so let's go to this one right here. I'm borrowing that 1 that was there. That makes this one a 2, which is my base. 2 minus 1 is 1. We are in base 2. Alright, can't take 1 away from 0, so I gotta go way over here to this guy. Borrow 1 from him and carry my 2 back. Alright, I'm still trying to get way back to this 0 over here, so gotta take 1 from here and make this one a 2. Just trying to get back there, take 1 from this, make this one a 2. And go one more time, take 1 from this and make this a 2, just like that. Alright, so now you can say 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0, 1 minus 1 is 0, and there's nothing left up there. Oh gosh, so this was just like 1, 1, base 2. Alright, that's how that one worked out. Let's try the hexadecimal. The hexadecimal I'm going to have to write kind of large because, you know, the letters, we want to write the numbers above them. So this one I'm going to do a large. This is hex, base 16. Alright, with the subtraction, let's start off with this one. We'll just do a couple of them to take us to the end. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to write this kind of big. How about 7 to B A 8 hex. Alright, and I'm going to subtract. This will be a 4. This is a 9, a 5, an E, and a D. Hexadecimal. Alright, first thing, I want to start off. Oh, let's do the A, B, C, D, E, and F. So this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, that's just for reference. A is 10, B is 11, E is 14, D is 13, like that. Okay, now we can't forget we are subtracting this time. It's hexadecimal, so if my bottom number, 13, is larger than 8, I'm going to have to borrow. That's a 10 right there. Alright, so if I take 1 away from the 10, now that's a 9. What I am carrying back over here is 16. If I add 16 to the 8, this becomes a 24. Big 24 up there. Right, always revert back to decimal if you are having trouble with this. Remember how to do it in the decimal system. Alright, now we can take 24 minus 13 and you get 11, which is a B. Let's go ahead and put hex down here so we don't forget it. Alright, 9 minus 14, I can't do that. Let's borrow from the 11, make it a 10. And the 9 now, we need to add 16 to that. Alright, so that becomes 25 there. 25, take away 14, that's another 11, which is another B, and that's okay. Alright, good so far. We can do 10 minus 5, which is 5. That's okay. In hexadecimal, base 16, everything was smaller. Alright, can't take 9 from 2. Let's borrow from the 7, make it a 6. Carrying 16 over here. Now this is an 18. Alright, 18 minus 9 is 9. 6 minus 4 is 2. Yikes. Right, that answer was 295B. B. Do another one. And again, you can back this video up, or you can watch it again. I'm going to show you one more for hexadecimal. Here, let's try this last one. This is a 9, a 3, and a 2. This is hexadecimal. And let's subtract a C, and a D. X. Operation here is subtract. Alright, let's not forget the A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, 11, 12. Woo, that's 13, 14, and 15. Okay. Oh, so my A is 10. My C's are 12s. My D is a 13. Alright, I'm subtracting. Can't take 13 away from 2. I can borrow from this 3 though, it becomes a 2. Carried 16 back here is 18. Right, remember when you borrow, you're always taking 1 away from it, which is fine, but then what you carry back is your base. Here we're in base 16, so you add the 16 to the 2 and you get 18. 18 minus 13 is a 5. That's okay. Let's go ahead and put our hex there. Can't take 12 away from 2. Let's borrow from this 10, which makes it a 9. And the 2 plus 16 is 18. 18 minus 12 is 6. That's okay. Alright, can't take 12 from 9. So let's borrow from this 9, make it an 8. 16 plus 9 is 25, minus 12 is a 13, which is a D. D goes there. 8 minus nothing is 8. 8d65 hexadecimal, that's base 16. Have to practice it. You can see in your homework. You can practice those in your homework. This material for all the base and number stuff, the converting and adding and subtracting will constitute 50% of test 3.